Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Speakers, the headphones, microphone is the snowball. Good morning. So I'm going to try to do something a little bit different for today's streams. Instead of, I'm going to do the same thing that we look at pairs for intraday trades. So we look at the levels and we see what could happen later. But I'm more so focused on catching scalps today because I just want to be in and out of the market in the same time that we're on the call. So hopefully we can find some GJ or some gold scalps, get in, get out, catch 15 to 30 pips, and then hopefully we can call it a day. That's my goal for today. Yeah, I think we're going to get that done. Good morning, Althea. Great to see you on the call. All right, I'm going to give folks some time to get on the stream. So sit tight. I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'm looking at GU shorts. Same thing that the same exact thing that Stefano posted, right? Here's a previous sell zone right here. Price is broken below and we're retesting it. I think that price has a pretty good amount of room to the downside, at least 72 pips. And if we break that floor, then we have 120 and potentially 180. So the scalp might be like a retest and then an entry. We'll take a look at that here soon. It says great to be here. Oh man, it's really great to see everybody. I'm actually very, very excited for today's stream. I don't know. I think we're gonna be able to catch some pretty good moves. That's just the way that I see it. Stefano, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, brother. How are you?
Bro, better than ever. I couldn't be better if I tried.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm out here in Bumfuck, Georgia. And
Nice.
I'll tell you guys, like, time down here moves so much slower. So like nobody's in a rush. Everything is just happening at its own pace, at its own time. So I feel like from a trading perspective, this is where I need to be.
Awesome. What are we looking at?
So I was looking at NAS, I'm looking at gold, and I'm looking at GJ. Some of them are, one of them is a scalp. And so I'm looking to take the NAS scalp at the market open. GJ, I'm in this intraday trade. So that's kind of like a longer term thing. We won't really pay too much mind to that. And then if you want me to flip to gold, I can definitely flip over to gold. But for NASDAQ, I was seeing break and retest of the 50%. I saw price form a bunch of support, clear the last lows, which to me on NASDAQ usually shows me that the market is just clearing everybody who was in buys and who had their stop losses too tight. And so I think for me, this looks like an impulsive push, a flag retracement, and then a continuation. And so I'm looking to see if we can hold above this 15, obviously it's psych level too. So 15,000 level, as long as we can hold above this, I'm looking for a retest of this 0.38, this Fibonacci level right here. As soon as I get that retest, bro, it's game over. So from a closer perspective, it looked like this. We had this massive bearish impulse come in. So if you measure it, you see the 61 or the 71. I think we go up, down, retest this previous area right here, and then we can get a nice buy. If we don't get anything here, then I'll just let the market go and we can look for another move. For scalping purposes, we might just be able to just catch that short on the way back down, but I really don't want to trade against the direction of the market. So let's see if we can get a double bottom, like either double bottom here or this break and retest.
Yeah, I think the right at the market open, we'll see the whipsaw or retesting 15K. That's what I'm seeing. So you'll like we'll probably see a long wick like coming back down, still trying to clear buyers out of the market, and then boom, go up.
For sure. And this actually goes back to what you were saying about the midweek ranges.
Yep.
And so if you just look at what happened yesterday, we have a perfect range for the week. And so a test, like another test of that level would be a good buy zone. And then another test of this level up here would be a potential short later in the day. So it can go up, come back down, go like this, previous lows. You just like lots of buying pressure here, lots of buying pressure here, lots of buying pressure here, lots of buying pressure here. And so if it retests and it's a little bit lower than 15, it would be around like 14,985. I think that'll be good. Are you watching anything special? Gold or US30 or anything?
I'm not. I'm just focusing on gold right now. I'm on gold shorts, on a little bit of drawdown, but I'm not really concerned. I just like then that trade develop. I think sooner or later we'll see like a good drop. So you know me, I'm only taking one candle, so we'll see. But that's a nice, interesting area. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a nice short area.
That's exactly what I'm seeing. The daily zone.
Textbook.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you'll at least get down to 1737, right? Like 50% of this candle right here.
Yeah.
So if it is going to go bullish, it'll just reject here and then keep going. But I like the whole week, I've just been waiting to see if we can test 50% of this previous wick to see if we can get like a really sharp retracement and a push up. So I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you.
Like I'm saying, I got my first TP at 1740, so that's about from entry is about 100 pips. So I wouldn't mind 100 pips. I'll actually close there, but yeah.
Yeah, let's look at the smaller time frame real quick. I really fucking hate this pattern. I hate this pattern so much, bro. This previous close, previous close, previous close. I hate this shit. So I mean, best bet would be.
It looks like a nice support. It could be a head and shoulder. Now, if there's momentum, like you see that impulsive move that we just made, that thing can break through.
That's what I'm saying. 30-minute minor pin bar rejection. So you had one candlestick that confirmed. This next candlestick is everything. If it closes bullish and it engulfs this previous pin bar, let me zoom in. If it engulfs the previous pin bar, then this thing is going bullish.
Right.
But if it can reject and then the body can close below this body, then you have a very good chance of breaking under.
Right.
Bro, so we'll see. I'm in my bag right now. I'm in my bag. These candles ain't going nowhere.
Yep.
Let me just send out this link to the stream real quick. And if you guys have friends that you guys want to send the stream to, just let them know that we are live. If you guys are watching at home on YouTube, make sure to let your friends know. Go ahead and copy that link. All right, one quick sec, guys. I just have to post this on IG. Okay. Oh, here's somebody that I want to ask. He just got into the call. All right, what's up, Ben? What are you seeing on gold today, Ben? This is someone's opinion. I'm actually curious to see what's going on. Ben, what do you think about gold? Do you think the support holds, or do you think the higher time frame selling zone takes over?
Well, to be honest, mate, I already went in for a buy at 1749.6. But I'm just looking for 50 pips and
You
to
might
get
just
out.
got in. Ben, if you're listening, I'm trying to see what you're looking at on gold. I'm trying to see if you're looking to short or if you're looking to go long on this. And Jose
Can you go?
says, morning, can you look at the DXY? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I went for a buy at
So
1749.
DXY hasn't done much since yesterday. We're still at major resistance. We already had our first bearish drop. It kind of looks like it wants to continue this move off a shallow retracement, but knowing the dollar, I think that we can get a move back up to like 71% or maybe a double top before we make our drop here. Not too worried about that. Oh, he said Ben answered. That means that my headphones are messing up. Can someone try and say something? Let me see if my headphones are picking this up.
Yo.
My system preferences are set to the AirPods, so I don't know what's going on. All right, well, since I missed it, can somebody fill me in on what Ben said? He says, don't know if you can hear me. Went for a buy at 1749.6. $1749.6. So yeah, you caught that perfect entry. It's this pattern. This pattern usually leads bullish, right? Unless the head and shoulder completes, the pattern is usually bullish. It usually creates some kind of support, come up like this. So we have about, I don't know, about like 15 minutes for that candle to close. So that's what I'd be watching for. But my eyes are on two things. So let's go ahead and get this call started, guys. Ben, I appreciate your opinion. I don't know what's going on with the sound, but hopefully we can get it figured out as the call goes on, because I'd very much like to hear Stefano and I'd very much like to hear you guys. All right. So I'm not even on my headphones now, so hopefully I can hear you guys. Okay, so my focus right now, I'm about 10 lots deep on this GJ short. We had minor trend line break. All right, so we got back up to resistance, and just as kind of like, just to use this as a learning lesson, if you have resistance, price has already made a rejection, then what you might see is some kind of like Elliott wave pattern come up. It'll be like a perfect channel. Sometimes it could be a wedge like this. And then as soon as it gets back up to the last high, that's when you get a break of that trend. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now for GJ. We're back up at this higher time frame resistance. We've already created this sort of head and shoulders. So the only two things, or there's three things that I can see is like obviously a bullish break straight through, but the other options are the market could come up, clear stop losses, retest this 153.1 psychological level, and then continue to the downside, or just continue to the downside from here and just like drop like a needle for us. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for on GBP JPY. I'm already loaded up. I'm in profits. I've already secured some partial profits when I woke up because I just wanted to make sure that that I at least took something off the table, but still holding this trade, and I'll let you guys know how that plays out. That signal is still valid. Said, I got a funny feeling Stefano might be right on the crash. Previous 4 hours, a ridiculous wick, but we do have a lot of clean traffic on the upside from that flash crash on Monday. Okay, a lot of good ideas right there. Yeah, I've learned to just be patient with gold. That rejection is looking really good. So if you get a closure like that, yeah, if you get a 30-minute closure like that, if this thing breaks below the support and it closes under, you're in really good money.
Yeah, I'm already about maybe 15, 18 pips in profit. Entry was at 1750. I tell you what, this is like a little quick analogy that I have. If you go up to the one hour, let's say, and you see the previous impulsive move to the upside, right? That. So can you measure that with a Fibonacci? Like from bottom to top, like if you were to take buys, yeah, right. So you notice how that retracement is coming back down and clearing all these levels. The 50 is clearing the 61.8, the 78.6. Now we close below the 78.6. Now this is one of the strategies that I use. That 78.6 closure means a lot to me, especially with gold. I mean, you guys can try it, you guys can back test it. So whenever you have that closure below that level, that has that to me, the way I've tested gold, it indicates a lot of bearish pressure, a lot of momentum towards that move, right? That's what I told you initially on this call. You see that bearish move has a lot of momentum. So that was my indication right there. Whenever I close now, if I ever see a closure above the 78.6, then I will hesitate and not take the trade. But this to me looked really clear, and that's why, you know, on the Discord group I told you guys, I see a nice strong break, New York Open, and you know, now we're seeing it. So I think 1740 is first EP. I don't know what prices are right now, but I'm in deep profits right now.
Yeah, I would do these fib levels. So this would be the first, because it's going to make a minor rejection at 46, and then 44, and then if I measure the overall trend, that's kind of how
that's a good target.
Go quick. Yeah, 42.8 right here.
And that's
So
previous resistance.
Really good trade. So I actually really like that idea. And for some of you guys, if you're hopping on right now, basically the whole idea is if you have an impulsive push up, the whole point is you're trying to measure the Fibonacci to see if the market is retesting or if the market is reversing. That's the whole point of a Fibonacci. So what he's saying is once it breaks through all of your key Fibonacci levels, the chances that it's retracing is very small. So it's most likely reversing and coming down. And so this one just specifically retested one of those Fibonacci levels and continued to drop.
Yeah.
I think that was a really good lesson, Stefano. I appreciate you.
No problem, brother.
So that's gold. That's already playing out. If you guys are in that, you know, you got your one candle. Y'all can do whatever you want with this information. I think on the higher time frame, it still has a pretty good amount of room. But until it closes below these previous body and this previous wick, until it closes below here, for me, this support, you know, it could still close above this support. I would really like to see a closure below 1748, a body closure. And then I think that this thing could continue to drop. But let's go back to the subject at hand, nasty Nas. So nasty Nas has a pretty clear business model. Before the market opens, it usually does the same thing every time. There's some kind of consolidation here. What I've noted is the weekly low, which was created yesterday, and the weekly high, which was created yesterday. And so this is a pretty clear-cut pattern. There's, you know, we're most likely going to get a fake out of this consolidation range, a retest of the previous daily low. And then from this previous daily low, I think we're going to get a push up for the day back to the top of this weekly range. So that's my base case scenario that I'm watching right now. On the higher time frame, just to explain to you guys how I got that idea. We are on a bullish trend. So you can see low, higher low, potential higher low right here, as well as high, higher high, and higher high again. And the area that we're sitting at right now is a previous resistance. So you guys can see this was the market's previous highs right here. You draw a line all the way through, you see there's major support right here. You keep drawing it through, you see support form right here, and you keep drawing it through, we're right back at that level. Okay, so if we hold support at this level, we're going to get the same thing that happens every time that price touches that zone. Push up, push up, push up. That's my base case. I've been flip-flopping this week between bullish and bearish on NASDAQ. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my opinion out of the picture, and I'm just going to show you guys this zone, and I'm going to show you guys how we can make trading binary. Binary meaning there's only two options. So for me personally, my two options are, if we continue to hold this blue support, we're going to go up. We're going to continue going up. This will just be a bullish push. Flag retest. And then potential continuation to the upside. Okay. That's what I'm watching, but we are going to be scalping today. I think we're going to be more focused on just catching a quick scalp during that market transition, just so we can be in and out for the day. And yeah. Now, a quick tip about scalping is that you still want to scalp in the direction of the market. I know there's some very skilled traders that like to counter trend trade, and they'll scalp the counter trend. The reason I want to scalp with the trend is that we can just take a partial profit and we can continue to hold it for the rest of the day and take advantage of the overall big move, which is what I love. And especially for folks who have smaller accounts, those are the kinds of moves that you want to be catching, where you can hold for longer and make more money that way. All right, so judging by these comments, gold's gone. So congratulations if you guys were on the shorts. If you were on the long side, it's okay, minor loss. Try to find the next direction and reset your mindset. So you have to ask yourself, is it really bearish or is it just making a minor move? All right, I might take this US30 short right now.
Yeah, I see shorts, bro. That I like the shorts, man.
Yeah, I want to take it. It's either now or never.
Yeah, I see nice
below it's so I'm going to take a 0.5.
What's okay?
Because this is all-time high, so the risk is really low. The risk is just above the previous high.
That's a good entry. You know, I like those patterns. You know, when that previous high gets clear and then comes back into the range, that never fails, bro. I like that. That's a nice short.
Yeah. So here's, and I'll have to go into the smaller time frame for this. Here's the previous highs. We just broke below. A really good option would be just a quick touch of that previous high before we drop, just to get a better risk entry, but chances are we might not get that.
That looks good at the retest too.
Mm-hmm. So do you see this wedge?
Let's see it.
So that would be TP1. And then I think that it could just come down, hit this, and then keep going. My guy, take it easy. So US30 just graduated to the top of my list. And then I'm going to put NAS as close second. Take it easy, brother. Crush it. Floor, 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 ceiling, ceiling, ceiling. Now it's short-term sells. I think like you guys see this consolidation range right here. So as soon as it gets to the bottom of the range, we'll take a look at long positions. DXY getting a pump on. You know what I haven't done? Let's check the news for today. After CPI yesterday, I stopped paying attention. So there's 8:30. There's news dropping right now, which is PPI. That's the that's the production price index, the producer's price index. So how much are people who make stuff, the manufacturers of goods and services, how much are they paying for their raw materials? If those prices go up, obviously they're going to pass that cost on to us. And so consumer prices go up. So US dollar news, PPI, it's monthly production. And it came out better than expected. There was this is 1%. It was actually be worse. So it's 1% higher than it was before, which means that producers are paying more for goods. If producers are paying more for goods, that should be bad for the dollar. Yeah, I think dollar is going to be bullish for this session, just based on how it's forming this floor right here. I think at least before the market opens for the next hour, we're going to start getting a push up. Whether we reach some kind of resistance and start dropping again, I think that's what we're going to have to see later. But for now, this is going to pump up. So GU and EU should be continuing to drop if you guys are in either of those trades. Just for the sake of making money, I'm going to be focused strictly on US30 and NAS. And so if you guys have other pairs that you want me to look at, we're going to look at those after we enter some trades. I just want to make sure I catch the best entry I can for these pairs. If this holds, I'm going to enter another position, another short position. Me and James Storms have this running joke because he always tries to short NAS. If you guys haven't been able to tell for indices, they tend to move up really slow. So they say that indices move up like an escalator, but they come down like an elevator. And so a lot of folks who like to short indices, they see these moves and it's quick money. And so if you're an index short, you don't get them as often because the market's always bullish. But when they come, you get fast money. So every single time the market is about to do a big move, me and James are always at odds because he's always texting me. He's like, yo, let me guess. You're trying to buy NAS. And he's always trying to short. So it's just a really funny joke. And I always think about it when I look at the market to see if I'm going to short or long. I'm like, I bet that kid is going long right now. I bet that kid's going short right now. So for indices, here's the key times that you guys need to pay attention to. There's the 9:30 a.m. and this is all Eastern time. That's the market opens. So the NASDAQ, the US stock market opens at 9:30 a.m. That's when you guys see gold, all the other commodities, everything that's heavily traded start moving. That's around that 9:30 a.m. mark. Then we have midday, which is 12 p.m. And I'll basically say this is between 11 to 1 p.m., which is consolidation or retracement of the daily move. And then 2:30 to 3:30 p.m., continuation of the daily trend. So this is how I look at trading NASDAQ. The reason that we schedule the calls at 8 a.m. as opposed to right at the market open is because you want to be able to have an advantage on the market simply by getting there early. If you can get to the market early enough before your pairs start moving, then you're going to have an advantage of figuring out what could possibly happen. Right now, we're watching NAS develop, right? We're watching it play out. So I think that by the time the market opens, we're going to have a pretty good idea of the areas that we need to watch for. Okay, that's just kind of how I think. So I'm on the smaller time frames now for US30. I'm trying to start looking for some precision entries here for a re-entry. I'm gonna give you guys some serious sauce on this call. Look left, look at the body closures of those major levels. And so this is what we use the zones for, because it's never usually just one price line. It's usually an entire zone where the market could potentially short from. So I want you guys to pay attention to body of the candle, rejection, body of the candle, rejection, body of the candle, rejection. And then up here, there's another seller's rejection. So for me, this entire area between these two black lines, the market could potentially short from. And so what I want to do is, ideally, I want to wait for the market to retrace back to those levels so that I can short. Now, what I'm seeing is this market retest is coming very close. And so we have a choice now to re-enter another short position or to just sit in the short position that we're already in. I'm most likely going to be entering another short as long as we get a proper candlestick closure. You said news just dropped for US. Yep, that was the PPI. Oh, guys, I completely missed the fact that there's employment claims today. So there's less unemployment claims than there was last month. So less people are trying to claim unemployment, which means that more people have found jobs since last year, which is good for the economy. Good for the economy means, at least right now, it means a strong dollar. And here's one thing that they don't teach you on baby pips is that whether something is good or bad for a currency, it really just depends on that currency. So for example, right now, America needs a stronger dollar. And so anything that impacts the dollar in a strong way, it makes the dollar react strongly. Guys, by the way, I'm going to enter just another slight position on US30 shorts. So always remember that risk management is key. All right, that's 1% risk, and we're locked and loaded. I was saying something about the indices before. And it'll come back. Oh, we were talking about currency correlation. Yeah, whether something is good or bad for a currency just depends on that currency. So right now we need a strong dollar. So anything that makes the dollar strong, that's going to be good for the currency, quote unquote. If the dollar gets too high, then what's healthy for the currency is for us to bring it back down. And that's the Federal Reserve's job, is to figure out what's good and what's bad and to play that game. Short term for the dollar, I'm telling you guys, I'm seeing some bullish action. Which makes sense. Stefano, GU shorts looking beautiful off of that key level. And if you guys measure it with a fib from top to bottom, this is also the 50%. So it's a pretty good move. So 50% retest, if it cuts it in half, usually you take this impulse and you project that out. And then it takes us right down to this next level.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I have my entries all the way at the top. Just,
Right here?
no. Where that resistance, yeah, right there, where that resistance got tested. I think I sent a chart yesterday.
You
but
did. You did.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. And it was perfect 50% retest. What's crazy is this morning gave us another test. You see this push up?
Mm-hmm.
Gave us another test of the 50 before we had this massive drop.
Oh, look at that drop, bro.
Fuck, dude. I let this go because I was basically just going to save my equity for live trading today. But this is such a beautiful.
Really nice.
So if you project that out, you see where it goes? Right to the extension levels. The same bearish push. Damn. EU is next. EU, I actually had the markup open for this. I think that we're going to have a long way down to the downside for Euro USD. My next target is 1.163. But let's get back and focus on our pairs. All right, so for scalp purposes, I think one more touch of that resistance, I think we can short this thing down, catch our pips for the day, and then be out. Okay, that's the main key. Just want to catch, just want to confirm the zone, which we've already done. We've confirmed this consolidation. If we can get one more push up for a retest, I think that'll be a great entry for us. I think that NASDAQ is about to bleed. But US30 is closing above. That's not good. All right, I'm still chilling in this. Let's see if we get a retest on NAS. Oh, doesn't look like it. And there's that dollar pumping.
Yeah, the dollar's still strong, so that US30 trade can actually hold.
Yep.
Damn, EU. Everything against the dollar is just like dumping.
That's the currency correlation. The thing for EU is that if you look on the higher time frame, we're still at major support levels. You see, like this area is a major buying level. So like for this 23 or 30 pips in this range, I'm not really going to risk it. A different move would be the break and retest of this zone to down here, because that's at least 75 pips. So if you're going to risk 35 pips, you can at least get a 1 to 2 for this range. But the range that we're currently in right here is just way too small. It's like it's 1-to-1 risk or worse. So I'm not too worried about this trade. And the long from down here is going to be money. So yeah, whichever way this thing goes, it ain't getting away. If we get one more push back up, maybe that'd be an entry I would take. GU finna bleed. GJ as usual, just chilling. This NASDAQ candle looks bearish, very, very bearish. Damn.
That's gonna be a wick, by the way. I think if, like I told you, another retest to 15K, and that thing could pump.
I'm definitely with you on that. Until it breaks the support level, I'm not saying that it's gonna bleed. But just like we talked about the other day, I was just looking for like a quick scalp. So I was hoping that if we can just either catch the bottom of the zone to the top of the zone,
That's it.
or the other way around, like any move in here would be everything that we need.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest bearish sign right now is the 4 hour. If you look at this closure. Yeah, brother. I think like where my mind always goes is higher time frame zones beat shorter time frame zones. And on the higher time frame, this is a huge sell zone. And so I think like if we continue to close below here, we'll consolidate. But you know, this is a pretty important level. Say right here. This range. So a little bit of patience with NAS. As we get closer to the market open, we're going to get a pretty good idea if this is going to be a wick or not. So we'll see how it reacts around this zone. And then right before the market open, we'll see if it flips back bullish or if it continues to close below the sell levels. That'll give us a pretty good idea of what to do. US30 looking good for potential reentries. It's about 30 points of risk. So depending on your broker, that's either 30 pips or 300 pips. Those are the trades I'm in right now. So US30 and GJ shorts. All right, guys. So we're getting back to this 15,000 key level on NAS, and just for I'm just really looking for a scalp today. So I'm not looking to catch any massive moves. I think that as soon as we get, I want to say like to this right below 15,000, we might break under and then wick back above. I might just take a quick buy position at this key level, catch my 50, 60, 70, 80 pips, whatever it is, and then just hop out of this trade. Okay. How does the DXY and US30 correlate? That's a really good question. Usually they're counter correlated because the US30 is, or the indices are priced in dollars. And so if the dollar gets cheaper, US30 goes up. But lately it's just been like the global investors have been treating the US equities and the dollar the same. They've been treating them as safe haven investments, which means when things get uncertain in the global economy, they'll get dollars and US stocks and hold those because those two are safe, safe to them. Normally, people used to just get like different kinds of investments to protect themselves. It's called diversifying. Nowadays, if America is doing well, everyone just wants to buy dollars and everyone wants to buy US stocks. So I see the 78 is sitting right at this this previous buy zone at 14,990. So I think like it gets down here, we catch a quick entry, it shoots back up to 1500. That's our 100 pips right here, and we can be done for the day. So let's see if we get any kind of rejection. If the market just breaks through all the zones, then we'll leave that idea and then we'll look for the next idea. Ooh. And so for those wondering how we could sell US30 and buy NAS, the correlations aren't that close between NAS and US30. They used to be, but nowadays people just tend to pick between them. Dow Jones, which is the US30, is industrial stocks, and NASDAQ is the tech stocks. So it's a war between the tech revolution versus the industrial stocks. Things like home goods, things like banks, things like consumer services like, I don't know, like Lowe's, Home Depot, banks, JP Morgan, all that stuff. That's the Dow Jones.
That's rejecting that 15K. How is it that it's unable to break that 15K? That's a strong level, bro. That's crazy.
I mean, that's how institutions trade. Institutions trade in order blocks, which means like let's say they have 5,000 contracts of NASDAQ open, and they have to pick a price. It's an order limit, or sorry, it's a limit order. And so what they'd have to do is like pick a nice round number, like 15,000 is a good place, 15,500, 14,500, etc.
I like the bias, bro. Like I'm telling you, this shit's like calling me.
Look at this 4 hour. That's the only reason why I don't want to just buy right now.
Yeah, that's the 4 hour closure looking crazy.
Ugly, bro. It's so ugly. Like, what's the chances that this pin bar right here fills back up to go bullish? Very slim.
Yeah.
So I just need a little bit more confirmation, something. What's up, Stefano? You feeling 0.5%?
Why not, bro? I honestly, I already put in a small position, but
I knew you did.
Because that thing is calling me, man. That drop is, that's the kind of the way my pops trade. That he waits for those drops and then boom, it's an important, like as we playing chance, right? But like we are at a good level, so that's what's enticing me to take the trade. The 15K is a nice psychological level. So, I mean, if it breaks, it breaks. But look at the left, bro. Like it has been able to not being able to break that.
I'm in 0.5% right now. At my entry is 1503.8.
Okay.
1503.8, which is right here. So this like trend line kind of minor support. I have my stops below this low right here.
I'm at 15,001. That's where I'm at. I wanted to enter at 15K exactly, but like I said, I was hesitant. But yeah, it's a good look. If we get like at least a pullback all the way up to, I don't know, we'll take 80 to 100 pips. I'll take that.
Literally from here to here, back up to the 1512 level is 120 pips, 12 points.
Yeah.
I'll take my 12 points.
Oh yeah.
But the risk for me is about 30 points down here, because I still think like even if it wants to violate and come down to this level is very strong. If you look left, this 14,990, that level has all the rejections. So 15K is usually the one that has the biggest reactions, but the one that has the most reactions is 14,990. So it could even like dip down and then go up.
Then go up.
Until it breaks this level, I'm gonna just stay in that. Get a quick push back up.
We'll see.
Let's check on U30. It's doing okay. It's doing okay. I would have loved if this candle had flipped bearish off that rejection. That would have been ideal, but the fact that it closed below resistance is still a good sign for us. Some patience on the dollar trades. Dollar just kind of wicked back down. It'll fill though. I think it'll fill the wick, which I guess would make this a pretty good re-entry for EU. If anyone wants to trade currencies, if you guys want to trade Euro USD, this would be a pretty good opportunity right here. Your risk would be about 34 pips below the previous high or above the previous highs. Personally, I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna leave Euro USD, and I will put my buy limits at 163. 1.163 buy limits for Euro USD 100%. Not looking at those, not looking at those. All I need is one candle.
We need that. Bro, gold is melting, bro. If you guys are on here on the stream, you guys not selling gold. I don't know what you guys are doing, bro. Like,
bro, leave me alone.
I'm so confident about that trade. I think it's gonna hit 1740. So, I'm still in it.
Oh,
Look at that long wick.
It wicked all the way back.
Yeah, it did. That's how gold does. Like, it goes a bitch sometimes,
You know how I think about it? Because I used to trade gold live. So before I traded SPX live for the team, I used to trade gold live every day. We would enter a trade and I'd be like, all right, guys, let's put our stop loss and break even. This is like 2019. Stop loss and break even. It would always come back, hit our stop loss, and then go our way. So I started to realize they understand how open orders work. They understand order flow. And they're like, okay, if there's a bunch of open orders there, they're going to go back, hit the break evens, grab the liquidity, because now it's their money, and then they're going to enter the trades. But most trades are in profit for me, at least.
Let's go, bro. Killing it, bro. Come on, stop playing, bro. ChartAddicts, baby.
Bro, this is casual, baby. This is casual. It's just a Thursday.
And the nuts buy is looking crazy too.
Bro, all I need is for it to get up to 15-12. My stops are in break even, my partials are taken, and I'm a happy man.
I like that.
Just a little bit of patience on these. And then as soon as we get a push, guys, the most important thing when you're scalping is not to get greedy. So we obviously look at the higher time frame and we're like, oh, there's so much room left. There's so much room left. Guys, there's always room. I'm gonna tell you a secret. If you're in a trending market, the market could keep going for you forever. Right? So there's always this idea of like, oh, I left so much on the table. If you only need 50 pips a day or 150 pips a week to make the money you need, to pay your bills and live the lifestyle you need, after you get to 150, that's all you're done. Right? So if I get these pips for the day, I don't really care if the market moves another 1,000 pips, whatever, because I only needed that 150 for myself. So I hope that concept makes sense to you guys. What's Bitcoin doing? Yeah, maybe retest of like 42 or 41 and then continuation. It's going to get caught in this buy area right here. It's going to retest this buy area and then continue up. 49K is my next target for Bitcoin. And then we have 54, just a heads up. Where is this tool? Minor profits on NAS. Get a nice push from here. I'll be honest, I don't really like the way that US30 looks. I will be patient enough to give it that 8 minutes for this 15-minute candle to close. I really want to see it close below that resistance. If this candle closes above the resistance, guys, I got no choice. I got to hop out. Because the whole reason that I'm in the trade is because we're at this resistance level and then we were closing below it. That's the reason I entered the trade. For me, as long as the reason I enter the trade is valid, I stay in. Now, because it's breaking above resistance, the reason I entered the trade is no longer valid. And so that's when I'd be looking to exit. I'm going to give it that 8 minutes just to see if this candle wants to close back below. I'll be patient. If it doesn't, then I'm going to close out that trade just to give you guys a heads up. NASDAQ is in profits at least. But obviously US30 kind of just eats up some of the gains. So the NASDAQ trades are in profit, but that US30 is in drawdown. So
I think I would cut at least 50% of US30 trade, or even more. That thing looking like it might hit the stop loss right there.
Yep. I just want to be patient because I've seen this happen before where it'll come up and wick. Because there's folks that entered at the very top right here.
Right.
So sometimes it'll just come up, literally grab the last highs and then wick down. I want to be just patient enough to give it that chance. But you're right. Yeah, it looks like it just wants to push up and just grab that. I'm in 0.5%, man. I don't care. I think I'm risking like 400 something on this trade. I'll eat that loss. If NAS hits 15.15, I'll make all my money back. Up about 50 pips on NAS so far. And ouchie. I will see. I'm not going to rush it. Give it 6 more minutes.
Should please remember that you were Africans before you became anything else.
What's better than sweating it out with friends in the gym?
It's time to grind ball time.
Working out at home with expert instructors.
My God. All right. I'm going to secure only, I have 3 positions on NASDAQ, so I'm going to secure one of them on NAS just because I'm in profit on that one. I'm going to cut 50% of my US30. So half my US30 is off the table, closing one of my NAS positions. And I'm still holding GJ shorts, and I'm still holding the rest of those positions. Okay. Okay, good stuff. You guys know I like to keep it organized, so we took a short what price? 35,478. So here's our scoreboard for the day so far. 2 trades got taken. We took a US30 short, 35,478, closed 50% in a loss. The rest is still running. The second trade was a NASDAQ long at 1502. The result is I closed partials in profit, and the rest of that position is still running. Okay. They're gonna kick me off YouTube for playing this YouTube music on here. They give us so much trouble with the just like random stuff. Like if I play music in the background, they'll be like, "Oh, you guys can't do that. You can't post this on YouTube." Says, what do you think about the last 1 hour candle on GU? Let's take a look. Bearish. You guys, GU is going to the ground. The GU target is 1378, 1376, and then 137. So ChartAddicts members, you guys can go see Stefano put up a very beautiful analysis on this yesterday, double top 50%. It was a great move. I was looking at GU and GJ. I decided to take the GJ trade, but you know, I kind of wish I had taken GU as well. It looks like a beautiful, beautiful trade at the moment.
them go play on my downfall. I'm still a winner. Me never let them play on my banjo. Them inna, oh na na. Don't know why they play on my downfall. But we them go play on my banjo. I got a reason, I got so much to give. Shower them blessings on my cup running over. I know they give a man more than what he did.
I'm gonna look through real quick, see how everything else is doing. Euro USD, if anyone took that re-entry, I think you're like 7 pips in profit or something, 11 pips in profit. Hold these trades, guys. These are like currency trades are worth holding. All right, as long as they're creating lower highs and lower lows, what you'd want to make sure to do is continue to hold those trades with that trend. So if you caught a good entry at the high, just hold it, see if it breaks through for you. And I think you'll find out that if you wait long enough, the direction of the market will just continue to play out. Markets tend to continue way more often than they reverse, which is a lesson I think we're watching live on US30. So what I'm watching for on US30 right now is to see if we should close the rest of the position or at least hold and try to see if we can make our money back on the way back down. Yeah, on no time frame am I seeing anything that indicates shorts at this point. Everything is pointing towards long, so I might just close out this trade completely. For US30 especially, I want to be out before the market opens. All right, yeah, I'm going to cut it, guys. I'm going to cut the US30 position and just hold NASDAQ for now. If there are entries at the market open for US30, I'll just catch those scalps and then just make that back up. So minor losses on US30. Still holding NASDAQ. Total for, let me see if I can share my screen. Total for today still in negative, even with some of the winners. But by the time we're off these streams, guys, that money's going to be made up. I'm telling you guys right now. By the time we get off the stream, that number will be positive.
That's why the girls they follow the leader. Got so many blessings, yeah, they can't turn it. Yes, stop and make a movie, you might take my turn. I never tell you all the days I had to sacrifice so much. No lie. And I go do anything only for my family. I got the truth to make your body ready, no longer. Make a girl come through, making plays all night. Tonight, tonight. No concern, everybody dancing for me. I'm on the move, no the gang, everybody asking for me. So we can sing amazing grace all night. Every night. I know see them go play on my down. I feel that we know. We never let them play on my banjo. Every night, oh na na. Don't know why they play on my down. But we know them go play on my banjo. Yeah.
Rapunzel was bored of waiting for a prince to come and save
What
her.
the hell?
So she ordered a...
What? YouTube.
You with a mama. But she got the guy where they send her money from London. She dey see me like a Johnny just come. Yeah, I'm a kid okay. Babu, he just the chop. Now the trombone.
Yo, Stefano, I think you're I think TP1 got smashed, bro. I think that 1744 got smashed.
Damn, I wasn't even looking at that. Let me see. Yeah, that wick, it's just like it came all the way back to entry though. That's crazy. I'm
Yeah.
still in. I'm still in it. I did took some profits, so some partials, but if it comes back up, I'll re-enter. I'm still looking at the nice drop. So
Would you re-enter like the 7, like up here at these this left shoulder?
yeah, absolutely. That's what I would actually do. I'm not sure we'll get there because you broke that support. So if anything, I'll wait for price to show me a reversal pattern around that area, 1750s, or maybe if it's not 1750, 1755 will be a good area.
Oh, yeah, up here. Yeah.
Yeah.
But good stuff. Even this this drop right here from 50 to 44.
That was 60 pips. That's where I took some partials, and I was like, fuck it, I take 60 pips.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
It's
easy.
Yeah.
And there's still a chance, there's still resistance right here. There's still a chance this thing comes back in the range. But the higher time frame just all look bullish. All right, guys, we're coming up on the market open at 9:30. If you guys are in the NASDAQ trade and you want to protect your entries, I recommend that you do that. If you're willing to just hold the risk, I would do that. 9:30, we're expecting whipsaws on all the indices. So as the market opens, all the quotes that have been coming in since London session and the session rollover, they all start getting put into the market. They're called market open orders. They're just set to activate as soon as the market opens. And so you'll see long wicks to both directions, or you'll just see a complete push to one side. So in the next 5 minutes, we're going to start getting a lot of market activity. If you're not willing to hold the drawdown, or you're not willing to take on that volatility, move your stop loss to break even for the NASDAQ trade. If you're in any of the other trades, just be mindful of the market open. Don't just close your trade because you see something kind of scary. The market open will try and kick folks out of their trades. So stay true to your analysis and just hold those. NASDAQ just broke 1513. That's about 100 pips. Congratulations, guys. A quick 100 pips. Anthony, I know you're happy. I just saw your text.
Yes, sir. You already know.
You got a nice entry, bro. What is that, 92? Did you get 92 or 93?
92, son.
How did you even get this, bro? How did you even? That means you entered on this big wick right here, right?
Yeah, yesterday.
Was it a buy limit or did you enter manual?
Manual.
Good for you, bro. Good for you.
Appreciate you.
You have 200 pips off the early. All right, so I think it was smart to close that US30 trade. I think it's going to end up pushing up to hit stop. Still keep an eye on that, obviously. TP1 got hit for NAS. I told you guys we had this buy level on the higher time frame at 15.010. And so we're either going to start to see like a retest of this level where it consolidates in between those zones and then we get a push, or we just get a break above right now. that 1510, and then we eventually come back to use it as a support before we launch. So market open, let's see how it reacts. My stops are in break even. I've closed out of that US30 trade, and I'm still holding GJ shorts on an intraday time frame. Okay. So let's just give this a second to play out. I'll see you guys in a few minutes.
When you turn around, baby, you dey make her confused. You do all I like a Cameroon, mesmerize the boy, and baby make her confused. Commando, you be commando, you dey command the quality. Overload, yeah, I know fit stand alone. I must call my guy before rendezvous. Yeah, I go trap all the washing, as long as you give me my portion. Baby, make you know the rush it. I beg you, make you treat me with caution. Let go. Baby, give me let go. Hangover. Baby, she dey give me hangover. Hey, let go. Don't give me let go. Hey, game over. She dey come give me game over. You give your heart to me. I no go let you. I no go do you.
All right, I'm just going to go through and look at this YouTube chat real quick. He said, bro, are you looking at the YouTube chat? Honestly, no. We got the members on a Zoom call for this. So if you're a ChartAddicts member, you're on a Zoom call. That's the chat that I'm looking at. If you're on YouTube, see, calculate, pump for New York Open, NASDAQ and US30. Is there a possible turn to the upside on GJ? Yeah, for sure. GJ is fundamentally bullish. I'm shorting because I just can't help it. It's the area that it's at right now for shorting on the higher time frame, to me, just screamed shorts. So I'll show you on the weekly real quick. Look back here on the weekly, this massive head and shoulders. That's where the market reversed before. And so we're right back at this area testing it. And so in my opinion, I was like, this is a huge shorting area. And then when you take into consideration all the smaller time frame stuff, like all of these rejections at this resistance level, this is just an obvious sell for me. If it breaks above that, I'm not going to be too mad. I'm not going to regret taking this trade. There's too many confirmations here for me to not take this trade. Ouch. This could be a potential re-entry for longs if it closes like this, but yeah, close a little bit too soon. Would have been able to close in profits if I just held for the market open.
Hey man, what did we learn yesterday?
Stop loss or die, baby.
Stop loss or die, baby. Come on now.
Damn. Same with NAS. I'm re-entering NAS longs. I'm going to give it a second for these candlesticks to close, but damn. That's unfortunate. I think NAS shorts, or sorry, I think US30 shorts are valid. Quick wake up to grab those stops.
I'm not even gonna lie, I was kind of gonna tell you it might make a double top at the top just to grab liquidity before it dumps.
Yep, it's all good. I'm gonna
peep that markup I sent you on NAS. Let me know what you think.
You text it to me?
Yeah.
All right, give me one quick sec. I'm trying to see if there's potential re-entries on this US30 short.
Here, I can throw it in the chat.
All right, let me get back to this real quick.
Sheesh.
That's so unfortunate.
Bro, that's a fucking nasty drop, bro. I'm with Anthony. I was gonna tell you, bro, like, just let it hit stop loss, because sometimes it does that.
For sure.
That's that. Well, you know what? We learn and we live and learn. But this was a really good trade, bro. That's a really nice call, bro.
It's all good. I got back in NASDAQ buys. Just a heads up.
I got back in 14,990. I had to take that wick.
Bottom. There you go.
Yeah, I had to take that wick. Sheesh.
It's a little unfortunate about US30, but that's, as a trader, I think it's really important to just be rational. I can't be mad about missing out on this trade because I literally just closed it, right? So the decision that I made, I had to accept the consequence. When I closed that trade, I had to accept that there was a chance it was going to create that double top and drop like we were talking about. That's the decision I made. So I'm not upset about it, but there's definitely a learning lesson here. When I go back to back test later, I'm going to recognize that and be like, okay, that's another data point to say, hold the fucking trade until stop loss. But that's basically trading. I'm not going to sit here and think about it too much. So still a bunch of rejection around that 14,990 and then that 1,500 area. So after the whipsaws of the market open, we'll see how it closes, and then we'll see if bulls or bears have control. US30 rejecting that little makeshift trend line that we have.
I have a buy limit on NAS at 14,960.
Yeah, that's not looking good.
Yo, peep that markup though.
Give me a sec, bro. Give me a sec. I'm just trying to see if there's a potential for re-entry because this is split second territory right now. If there's an entry, it's going to be quick. You want to describe the markup to me while I'm looking at this?
Yeah, so I basically have I've been creating channels on NAS like crazy lately. Like I find a channel on every single move. So I got a channel like a trend line, 3 touches on the bottom, and kind of like how I have been trading, kind of like how Q does it, where you find like trend lines and then levels and then find your X marks the spot. There's I got an X right at 1460 or 14,960.
Jesus. All right, NAS stops. NAS hit stop.
Yeah, I got stopped on break even as soon as I couldn't even take it. I just put in the stops and fuck it.
It's just the market open. Like it could still come back and close above this trend line. So it can come down and wick and close above the trend line. So I'm going to give this some time before I look for another position.
Look at gold, my brother, bro. That thing is going, bro.
From here to here would have been a good move. It's been done with the trade. I'm debating re-entering US30 for shorts. The way it's rejecting this trend line doesn't look too good, but on the higher time frame, the fact that it's still closing below this resistance. All right, it's gonna take some patience from here. Just to wait to see how these candles close.
baby, trust me. Take your time. I'm gonna let you go. Where I know do you, baby, trust me. I will be your body like skin time. We are going to be by your side. Then time when I know that sneak out. Be there by my side. We gon' make a day of body like skin time. We are going to be by your side. But that time when I know that sneak out. You there by my side. Oh, na, 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 na. My baby.
Come on now. Check it out on the 5 minute.
US30 or NAS?
Nas.
Yeah, this would be a good entry here off the trend line. It would make a lot of sense because it broke all the previous lows. Kind of just took a bunch of stops, including mine. I'd say like what would make sense is like it continues to reject here and then just closes above. So this would be a pretty good buy zone right here. But I would personally just want to wait for a confirmation at this point. A confirmation for me would be a closure back above that 14,990 and then a retest above that zone as well. Those two conditions, I'm getting back in for the long. And I think if we catch the market low, then we'll just be able to catch this move for the day. Like whatever the direction of the trend is, if it is bullish. I'm still not sure. I still think bears have control. But if it is bullish, then we'll be able to make our money back on that one trade. So I'm keeping my eye on how this closes above here.
If it breaks 960, my next level is 860.
Yep. I mean, it's got a few stops along the way, but yeah, 860 would be a pretty good zone down here. Anywhere in that area. It just broke below all the buy zones. So at this point, I think bears really do have control. God, I'm going to get a text from James right after this. He's going to be like, let me guess, you tried to buy it. All right, I'm going to take the last trade I'm going to take today is going to be a re-entry on US30. I'm going to try out for the short real quick. Just to see if the next candle forms and comes down and fills this. All right, so I'm going to take another 0.5% risk on this, and then that's going to be the last trade I'm taking for the day. Stefano, well done on this gold trade. Hit another low of 41, and then now I think it's, you know, it's still continuing to drop. So congrats on that trade. That gold trade was beautiful. Straight down to the second extension level. It hit the 1.618. That was a hell of a move. All right, guys, I'm a little bit of profits on this re-entry. I re-entered when the market came back to my entry. I managed to catch this drop. I closed some partial profits. I'm still holding the rest. I'm looking for it to break this trend line. As soon as we break that trend line, I want to put my stop loss and break even for those shorts. And then I think that I'm just going to call it a day and just hold those runners for the day. So here's what it looks like for the only things I'm still left in was the US30 re-entries and then GJ shorts. So I'm managing to catch a little bit of my profits back. I'll let you guys know how that trade ends up, but the US30 re-entry is helping out a lot with some of those losses from before. And if it continues to run, then it's going to make up for all the losses and put us back in profit, which we're seeing right now. Okay.
Roy, come on now.
I saw it. I saw it.
Stop playing with me. 14,960, cuz
60 to the T, to the pip.
To the T. I set a buy limit and it triggered to the pip.
It triggered you?
It triggered me to the pip.
But your broker is generous.
300 pips, just like that.
I'm proud of you, bro. That 1960 level was that's that high confluence zones, bro. I'm really proud of you.
Did you see that markup that I sent? The one that's at the top of your screen, I think.
This one, yep. That line right here. So
look at that cross. The X marks the spot right at 14,960, right there.
Right here, yep.
That's what I was looking at right there.
It formed it formed support right here, tapped down just to grab liquidity, and then came right back up.
And that's what it always does. It will always go a little bit lower than you think it will, just because it's trying to grab your stops. And that's where I entered. That's what I've started doing.
Good shit, brother. I'm going to close partial profits on US30, and I'm going to put my stop loss and break even. My entry was 35,475, 35,470, just to be safe, kind of give it a cushion. I'm going to hold that last trade. Yeah, if this closes above on the next candlestick on the smaller time frames, if we get a retest, then I'll get back in the longs. But for now, I'm just going to let that one go. I'm going to hold this US30 short. And GJ is back on the move as well, so GJ is also running. No, seriously, bro, great call on the 60. That was a hell of a trade. Wow.
You know what that calls for, right?
Are you talking about the NAS buys? What are you popping bottles? What are we doing? Yo, bro, it's at 94. It's at 95 right now.
If it breaks and closes above 15K, I think it'll continue.
That's for damn sure. That's what I'm waiting on right now. So many contracts.
Ooh, Nas, my baby. Telling you, bro, I'm not letting her get away from me this week.
All right, a little bit of patience. That's all it takes. Let's go. Did anyone catch? Let's see which trades. Did anyone catch the gold shorts? Did anyone catch the US30 re-entry? Did anyone catch the NASDAQ re-entry? Any of those?
I'm still in the NAS re-entry.
Is that Paulie B? Is that Mr. Picasso?
Oh, yes, sir. I've been on this call the whole time, seeing these crazy moves.
Paulie B. Picasso's in the building, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth.
Look at US30 go, though, right now. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm really happy about that. I was getting my ass handed to me today. This just made
It's
up.
called the comeback story.
This just made up for all of it.
Beautiful
Wow.
drop. Beautiful.
Wow.
How many pips is that alone already? That's at least like a couple hundred right there.
Nice. It depends on your broker. If you're using an unregulated broker, this is 7,000 pips. This would have been $700 with a 0.01.
ChartAddicts paying bills.
Come on, son. It took a few losses. I'm still gonna have to tally up the total wins and losses just to make sure that the numbers add up. But that one definitely just made up for all my losers. That's for damn sure. All right, y'all. So that's what I needed out the markets. All the other levels have been, have been given out. So I just want to give you guys a quick reminder and some lessons that we took away for today. I think that's only fair. The most important lesson for me personally was to, first off, was to trust in my original analysis. So you guys saw I had this US30 idea from the jump, resistance, the whole nine. I allowed this candlestick, this wick right here, to shake me out of my trade, when in reality, I got to be able to just hold for stop loss or die, right? It's either going to hit stop loss or it's going to hit take profit, but manually closing was one of the mistakes that I made for this specific entry. NASDAQ, we took partial profits on the first trade and then it came back and hit break even. Can't do nothing, can't really do nothing there. The re-entries on NASDAQ at the 60 level would have been good, but for me personally, I'm just waiting for some I'm waiting for a confirmation that buyers have stepped in before I do anything. And then the biggest lesson is it only takes one trade to make your money back. And so we did lose a few trades in a row attempting to take a scalp entry at the market open, which is a very volatile time. Just by being able to wait and allowing the market to close back below our zone, I understood that the original idea was still valid, took the re-entry, and the re-entry made back for the losses plus profits. So I hope that was a good learning lesson for the folks at home, that your win rate does matter, but it's not going to be as important as your risk and reward. And so if I'm losing small, but I'm gaining big, I'm always going to be able to make up for my losers and more. Okay. And then having that rational understanding will allow me to take the next trade as opposed to freeze because I've already taken a few losses. Okay. Those were the lessons for the day. I hope that you guys took something away from this. If you had any lessons that you guys took away from this, please make sure to let me know. And if there's some things that you guys saw in my trading that you think I can improve on and you're a ChartAddicts member, please let me know. Okay. I am about as happy as can be with this US30 trade. It just hit take profit for me. So ladies and gents, I'm off for the day. Okay. ChartAddicts members, take it easy. Happy and safe trading. If you have any questions, I'll see you guys in the chat. The rest of you folks, make sure to stay strong, stay active, and don't let trading consume you. Find good quality trades. Make sure you guys are taking quality over quantity. Okay. Take it easy, everybody. Happy and safe trading. I'll see you guys next week, next Thursday, for the new streams.